I've got a lot of repeats for this entry, so buckle in for a longer list than usual. This is because I imagine the majority of my audience hasn't watched every video I've posted ever, so I figured it'd be nice to refeature some of them to bring them to the attention of those looking for a car that fits their criteria. So if you're looking for some fast, fun, and awesome cars under $5,000, then here we go. Before you freak out over this entry, I'm aware that old Beamers aren't exactly the cheapest to maintain or the most reliable car out there. And this is all the more insult to injury knowing the American E36 M3s don't have as much power as their European counterparts. However, the M3 is still a fun and iconic car to own for the price. It holds up very well and the car's styling and heritage has aged very well. Just make sure to either keep a wallet full of cash or the willingness to gain the necessary conviction to fix the thing yourself, to which I wish you good luck. And I don't mean that sarcastically. If you believe in your capability to maintain a car or are willing to learn, then by all means go for it. I respect the hell out of your dedication. The styling on this car is questionable to some as it seems way too curvy and Volkswagen Beetle-ish to them. Styling aside, this car has a lot of potential and has a very capable engine, with some people even achieving upwards of 400 horsepower from the engine. With all-wheel drive and its small size, this car can be surprisingly nimble at times, but it does leave something to be desired. I personally have to expect a car this size to weigh a lot less than it really does. Even the front-wheel drive models still don't quite seem to weigh as less as they should. If you're looking for something small, light, and agile, then the next entry might be a better option to consider. You can find all kinds of Miata under $5,000, especially the Generation 1 or Generation 2 ones. Both are good choices and those come down to personal preference. I honestly don't have much to say for this entry since I talk about the Miata a lot in my other videos. What else is there to say? It's a great, light, agile, and fun car. Even though a lot of people mock its status as a sports car and claim it doesn't go fast, it just isn't right to doubt its potential as a great platform to work on. It can become whatever the heck you want it to be, from an off-roading Baja Miata to a 600 horsepower LS swapped beast. Outdated memes aside, an old Mustang is actually a great first car if you're looking for a somewhat fast, somewhat reliable, somewhat attractive, and you get the point. The car is overall kinda sorta just somewhat. This perfect embodiment of mediocrity still has plenty of surprises as it has plenty of aftermarket support, and even if you decide to just keep it stock, you're still in for some fun, as its V8 delivers around 260 horsepower, which makes the car quite alive when you need it to be. Sure, the car isn't a speed demon by today's standards, but it's one of the fastest cars money can buy when you're working with this kind of budget. Translation: if you want a faster car, either lower your standards or increase your budget. This is the oldest entry on the list, and damn does it show. You can find all kinds of 944s under $5,000, but they aren't for the faint of heart. This video is about awesome cars that you can buy under $5,000, and as promised, you can purchase this car for less than $5,000. Keep in mind, I never made any guarantees that you would have to spend more on them down the road. With that said, don't buy this car expecting a shining example for the price you're paying. It's not impossible to find examples in good conditions, but chances are you'll have to shell out more cash for those. If you're interested in this car, then keep things simple and be patient with it. I definitely wouldn't recommend this for a first car, but who am I to stop you? Life is full of adventure, right? Even if that adventure means breaking down 200 miles from home, it's an adventure waiting to happen nonetheless. I'm not gonna lie, but I made this video just so I can mention this car again. I love it. I love it a lot, and I think it needs more attention. Sure, it only comes in automatic, but for some reason I find myself so charmed by this grandpa looking grocery getter. If you're looking for a cheap sleeper car, then this car is definitely something you should consider. It uses a 3.9 liter V8 similar to those found in the Ford Thunderbird and Jaguar S-Type, and it makes around 280 horsepower, which turns this 4-door grandpa car into a car of some serious oomph. I had to put this car on this list. I purposely didn't put this car on my last video about cars under $2,000, and it feels a lot of people expressed upset feelings as my comments were constantly filled with people asking where the Civic was. Well, guess what? Here it is. I normally hate repeating entries because I feel it's redundant for you guys, my subscribers, but I guess I failed to acknowledge the new audience that finds my videos, who haven't seen my older videos. With that said, you can certainly bet this won't be the last time you'll see it. I figured this was a great video to showcase the Mazda Speed Proto J, as I unfortunately had to honorable mention zone this car in the other video I mentioned it in. The Proto J is a very underrated car, but by all means, that doesn't make it a bad car. With its turbocharged 4-banger, this car is capable of achieving 0 to 60 time in just under 7 seconds. It's nothing that'll make you a champion at the drag strip, but it'll still put a smile on your face, especially for someone who just started driving. The car is quite practical as it features 4 doors and a very usable trunk, so it's a great car for someone in school looking for a car to drive and to have some fun with friends. That of course is assuming you're still in school, much less have friends, much less have the money to afford a car. You know what, let's just move on to the final entry. I want to finish this list off of a car I've never mentioned in any of my videos before, with the exception for those watching in the future. So if I do happen to mention this car in one of my future videos, then I ask that if you're someone watching in the future, then check the date of this video before you comment. But didn't you mention this car before? With that said, this car isn't exactly the safest car on the list. Although, I just freaking recommended a Miata in this video already, so what do we have to lose at this point? The Neon SRT4 is making around 230 horsepower and can do a 0 to 60 time in 5.5 seconds, which makes this car quite formidable. That's just about as fast as a modern V6 Mustang, so if you plan on buying this car, you'll be giving a lot of people quite the surprise when they challenge you. I'm not encouraging street racing though. Now, why would I do that? No, but seriously, drive safe and make sure that if you are going to drive like an idiot, that no one is around to watch. I say that because I want you to keep the safety of others in mind, but also because I don't want you to end up in some internet crash compilation. This car can be quite rare to find, and most will actually sell around the $6,000 mark, so even if you have to pay a couple thousand more, I'll assure you that this car is well worth it. Sorry for being quite sluggish about uploads this week. I've been really busy with RA training, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Like this video and share with your friends, and also make sure to subscribe to my channel for regular uploads about automotive and gaming. Thanks for watching. Blade Angel out.